So I saw this really crazy thing on the internet about somebody using toilet paper mixed with grass seed as a patch repair. So I decided to test it out. And I'm not gonna lie, it actually worked way better than I thought it would. I would argue probably better than peat moss itself. So I'm going to show you kind of what I did, and I'm going to show you the results that we kind of got across the street there. So if you guys remember, we did a full renovation on my neighbor's yard across the street. And whenever you do any renovation or overseeding work, there's usually a few areas in the lawn that just don't take for whatever reason. So after seeing this crazy idea on the internet of mixing toilet paper and grass seed, I decided to give it a go. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know what the ratios are. So I just keep on adding and adding toilet paper, mixing it up, adding water. I decided to add 2 pounds of this pre-germinated grass seed. This grass seed was just soaking in water for about 48 hours. That's just to hypersaturate the seed, just to kind of get it a little kick-started. So I'm just mixing it up more and more each time, trying to find out the consistency that looks good to me. So after about 5 minutes of this trial and error, I finally decided that this is kind of what I think it should look like. Just kind of like a pulpy, soupy, thick mix. So I ran it across the street, looking both ways, of course, because these people speed down the street all the time. It drives me nuts. So this is kind of what the mix looked like at the end. You can kind of see bits and pieces of toilet paper left over. So I just decided to slap it down. I don't know how thick to put this stuff on. This is the first time I've ever done this method before. So I'm just going around to the yard. I'm just finding all these bare spots that didn't fill in. Now, as I'm throwing this stuff down, I'm kind of rubbing it into the soil, slapping it down, making these little grass patties. And what I found as I was doing this is that the cellulose in the toilet paper almost acts like a glue and really adheres to the soil. So I specifically didn't put a lot of grass seed in this problem area because whenever my neighbor turns into his driveway, he always rolls over this corner. So I didn't want to waste any of this precious seed because I knew that it just wouldn't take in this area. So here's the results 3 days later. Now you may not be able to see it on camera, but there is some germination going on here. Now I put this seed down about 2.5 weeks after we did this renovation work. So I told my neighbor just to get out there and water these spots maybe once or twice a day. So we're not watering it like we normally would a typical overseeding. We're trying to see whether or not this toilet paper can actually hold on to moisture and if it can decrease your watering. So these clips that you're seeing is day 7 after adding the seed. So we're definitely getting way more germination. We did get one really heavy rainfall that I was concerned about, but the cellulose in the toilet paper did its job sticking that seed down to the grass. So here's the results 2 weeks later, and you can see this grass is growing in thick. This was the biggest problem area of the yard. For whatever reason, this is just where the seed didn't take. So I actually put most of this mix down in this problem area here, and it filled in no problem. I'm actually very surprised how well this worked, considering we were only watering it about once or twice a day. So it's come in really thick, really lush. And it didn't wash away either, which I was really surprised about. So I guess this is actually a viable option. And it kind of makes sense because that toilet paper has a bunch of cellulose in it. And I mean, I guess that's what the hydro seeders use. They probably use like some kind of mix of seed and pulp that they spray onto the grass. So it kind of makes sense to use. Now, in terms of a viable option, I would say that this is actually a really good option for spot seeding, spot repairing, especially after post renovation. Sometimes you get some spots that don't really fill in well. So it's actually a pretty easy thing to do. And I guess it kind of makes sense. Like the toilet paper holds in the moisture. It almost acts like a glue as well. Kind of glue it down to the grass so it doesn't wash away. I'm actually pretty surprised by it.